Good morning. I almost just said Happy New Year because I am so excited for the new year that I would like to just skip the next few days and launch right into it. But almost Happy New Year. So I wanted to tell you about getting into a contract with a real estate agent. And I hear this a lot from people. Oh, I'm not signing a contract with a real estate agent. I would never do that, which is totally fine. You shouldn't if you feel that way. But I want to explain, which any real estate agent should explain. I mean, I'm literally going to read this off of one of our disclosures, but it's all very important information. I want to explain what it means to be in a contract with a real estate agent. First of all, we did talk about last week that a contract with a real estate agent is a bilateral contract. And what that means is that both parties have to agree to be in it or to get out of it. I like how I have like real estate agents that are watching me. Hi, Sarah. So if you enter into a contract with a real estate agent, it protects you in ways, but it's something that both of you have to agree on, and to get out of it, both of you have to agree on it. Or not necessarily you and the agent. You're always in a relationship with a brokerage. It's not necessarily the agent. So if you go out and you meet a real estate agent and they are showing you a property because you went on some website, saw a house that you liked, filled out a little thing, and a random agent meets you at this property, you are a customer of this agent, essentially. And I'm going to read this off the sheet just so I don't miss anything. 13 years in the business, I think I know this pretty well, but God forbid I screw something up on the internet, I'll probably hear about it for the rest of my life. So when you're a customer, that means you do not have a relationship with a real estate agent that involves a contract. That means the agent has to disclose any material defects about the house that they know about. So if they know that there is a rotten sill, the agent needs to disclose that. They have to treat everybody fairly and honestly. They have to provide reasonable care and skill. They have to account for any monies received, because an agent can prepare a contract for you if you're not in a contract with them. They can prepare a purchase and sale for you. They have to comply with all federal and state laws in regards to real estate. And they can perform what they call ministerial acts. So a ministerial act is showing property, preparing and conveying offers, and providing information and administrative assistance. So that's what you can do. Do not sign a contract with a real estate agent. They can do all that for you. If you choose to sign a contract with a real estate agent, here is what happens. Let's say, for instance, I have sellers, because I have plenty of sellers, and my sellers sign a contract with me because it protects all parties. When I have a contract with my clients or any real estate agent, the agent owes them confidentiality. I cannot disclose to a random buyer what my seller is willing to take for their house. I have to be loyal to my clients. I owe them disclosure. So if there's something I know, this is actually really good. Let's say I have a buyer who I don't have a contract with. So I owe them all of these things, reasonable care and skill, et cetera, et cetera. But I have a seller who I do have a contract with. This is where disclosure comes in. If that buyer tells me, oh, we'll pay $550,000 for this house that's listed at $500,000, I don't owe them confidentiality or loyalty, but my seller client I do, which means that I have to tell my seller client, these buyers will pay up to $550,000 for this property, so don't accept that $495,000 offer. That's disclosure. I have to lawful obedience, promote the client's best interest, and that means putting the best interest of the client ahead of my own best interest. If you do not have a contract with a real estate agent, they do not have to do this. They can work in their own favor, not yours. The other thing that really differentiates working under a contract and not working under a contract is client level services such as advice, counsel, and assistance in negotiations. I've got 13 years of negotiating experience behind me. If a buyer comes to me and says, I would like you to prepare an offer on this property, I do not want to sign a contract with you. No problem at all. I cannot give them an ounce of information on or advice on negotiating, period. Anything that's not already in that contract, that it's checking in boxes and filling in blanks, I cannot give them advice. So the difference between signing a contract and not signing a contract sometimes isn't a big deal for people, but it should be a big deal, because if you really want to protect your own interests, find a real estate agent that works for you, that you really like. I'm not saying go out and sign a contract with the first agent that pops up from your Zillow search, but find somebody that you like and trust, and then they can really give you advice. But without a contract, an agent can't give you any advice. So that's that. As an aside, any agent that you meet in real life should be giving you this or disclosing this to you in one way or another. A lot of agents have it on their email signatures, and that actually doesn't count, but it's cute. You should all be aware of that. So that's it. Don't sign a contract with an agent. Whatever. You guys have a happy new year. You'll see me tomorrow.